Hey everybody, welcome to the Soul Food Priest podcast with Father Ben. It's great to have you. Some of you may have heard the term Ritzy, and that is coined largely by people that got to know César Ritz. César Ritz was the guy that started the Ritz Escoffier hotels. I can say I've never stayed at a Ritz-Carlton hotel, but if you've ever stayed at a Ritz-Carlton hotel, it is Ritzy, and that phrase or that word comes from a man named César Ritz, who was a Swiss Roman Catholic who died in the year 1918. And he was really an amazing man. He was an amazing man. He was a sacristan who used to set up for Mass when he was a kid. And he had an acute attention to detail. And one kind of sees that in his hotels, right? And he loved flowers. So to this day, when one stays at a Ritz-Carlton hotel all around the world, they always have fresh flowers in the lobby. And he was good friends with a guy named Auguste Escoffier. And if you've never heard that name, he was kind of the godfather of classic French cooking. He was the one that set up what's called the French brigade system in kitchens, i.e. the executive chef under him or her, the sous chef, then the saucier, potagère, who does soup, entremetier, who does the vegetables, the boulangère, who does the bread, the pâtissier, who does the patisserie, garde-manger, who does the cold food. So he set all this up, and he did it that way because he was in the military, and he set up a brigade system in the kitchen like the military. So he and César Ritz, of course, did very, very well together. It was a good team, and they set up the Ritz-Carlton hotels before both of them passed away. And one of the things that many of us have heard over the years is the customer is always right. If you've ever heard that term, the customer is always right. That started with César Ritz from the Ritz-Carlton hotels. And his point was that people want to feel valued when they come into a restaurant or a hotel, and he was very, very good at remembering names. So everybody remembers the show Cheers, right? You want to go where someone knows your name. And that a lot of that really started with César Ritz. And if we, by way of an analogy, kind of apply that to, say, a Catholic parish, it's not unlike a Catholic parish. What do I mean? It means most of us have been to different Catholic parishes. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus here, but you go in, nobody talks to you. They look angry. They look ticked off. They look like they're just phoning it in. They're very aloof. They don't really care if you're there or not. They're not responding. And this is where we get the phrase, the frozen chosen. Truly, I mean, is it any wonder that young people do not want to be part of the faith when they go to a parish like this? There's no depth. It's not alive. It's kind of, for lack of a better term, a dead parish. Even though they may have the valid Eucharist, one kind of gets the sense with some of these parishes that the pastor is just kind of phoning it in, i.e. our Sunday visitor, and also that the people of God are just kind of phoning it in. This is what we've always done. This is where I've always sat. This is the homily I give this week every year. There's no breath of the Holy Spirit there. And that's really, really unfortunate because we should not be surprised if ultimately down the road that parish dies or closes. It just happens, and there's plenty of data to back that up, so that's not just my opinion. So the point for each one of us is just to remember, look, we need to breathe fresh life into the parish. How do we start? How do we do that? Well, as we often say here at St. Michael's Church, we have to get out of our comfort zone. What does that mean? It means that we each have our routines that we do every day and every week, but we need to get out of that comfort zone and if we're ever going to grow. And the truth is, I mean, let's be honest, some people are going to do that and some people absolutely refuse. And my response to that is, that's fine, but don't be surprised if 50, 30 years from now, you're in the same place emotionally and spiritually. I always call it hitting the stained glass ceiling of your faith. So for each one of us, we remember that our parishes should be welcoming. They should be welcoming, especially to young people. And it's very important that we not forget that and to go out of our comfort zone. Don't forget to put soul in your food and give food to your soul. God bless you.